Hello folks, how is everyone today? Lisa and I are finally out here riding again. Seems like that's become a pretty normal thing for me to say lately. Seems like it's been a little harder for us to seems like it's been a little bit harder to ride the last few weeks.
We're glad to be out here again with you.
Yeah, the time before this, we had an incident at a park, and this last time, we actually had a death in the family, and my uncle's wife passed away last week, and you know, we had to get to the funeral and whatnot. It's a little tougher because my uncle's only about 13 years older than me, and his wife was about 8 years older than me, so it kind of hits close to home a little bit. She ended up it was very unexpectedly, so it kind of hits you whenever you're not expecting something like that. So we're trying to get out here and exercise and on our regular trail. Our plan, honestly, was to actually to get out on one of our mountain trails so that we could get a good look at some of the leaves, but we're still waiting for them to turn. As you can see through here, everything's still pretty green. I mean, there are spots here and there of some leaf color. I'm not even sure what today's date is. It's 24th, 25th, somewhere in there. 25th.
I'm going to try to help you. It is the 22nd.
Okay, 22nd.
I don't know what.
Yeah, well, I need all the help I can get usually. Got cars coming up behind me. Let them pass. See, again, like I tell everybody, people in West Virginia don't know how to deal with bikes. They're just going to ride behind me and not even try to pass. So those people. So sometimes you kind of have to get over to the side and almost stop and let them go by. They don't know how to handle you, but
I'll go ahead and go.
okay.
I bumped it up to 3, honey.
All right, so Lisa's about to head down this really steep hill, which we're going to go down in just a minute. And here it comes. But yeah, we're out searching around again just to try to see, you know, what the leaves and foliage is looking like while getting in some exercise. But you know, a lot of people talk about the leaf color. Some people say, you know, if you don't have a lot of water, or if you have too much water, it affects the leaf color, which I'm sure it does. But I think a big reason for us is it just hasn't been cold lately. I mean, you know, there have been a few people that have asked me where this trail is located that we ride on. Here's a map. Marion County Trail, McTrail. It's Marion County Trails. Winfield Street Trailhead. So this is Winfield Street, I suppose, behind us. I wasn't even sure what road it was. But let's see, as you can see, right here's where we are. Fairmont's here. We live close to Palatine Park, kind of in the middle. But yeah, so we basically rode all the way up to Prickett's Fort, and right here is where the pavement stops and it turns to a crushed stone, and then it turns into the Mon River Trail, and that goes all the way up to Morgantown. If you can see up here, let's see, here's the Prickett's Fort. So right there is this. It's where we kind of, we went out just a little bit farther than that today, but it continues all the way along the Mon River up to Morgantown, and then it branches off. There's a Deckers Creek Trail that goes way out, or you can go on up through here to Mon River Trail North, and that goes all the way up into Pennsylvania. But kind of gives you an idea of where the trail is. So I thought I would just show that for people that might be interested to know exactly where it is in relation to Fairmont or Morgantown. Normally, hi there. Normally by, you know, mid to late October, we've gotten some pretty cold nights, but I think just last week is the first time it even got down into the 40s over nighttime. And then during the day, as you can see, we've got another glorious day today after a week or two of rain. It's been pretty dreary around here. I feel like I'm in England or something. No disrespect to people in England, but I know it rains there a lot. But we finally got a really nice day out here.
We might see a few waterfalls.
I might see a puddle or two, because it rained yesterday pretty good all day.
Yeah.
On and off.
And I wanted to get out yesterday, but it just is not clear.
Yeah. I tell you, West Virginia, Eastern Tennessee, Kentucky, kind of up through the Appalachian Mountains is almost turned into another rainforest. I mean, it just seems like it rains all the time anymore. I don't remember this so much rain when I was a kid.
In the fall.
Yeah, well, anytime really. You know, we used to work in the hay fields, and we'd go 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month, and not even see rain. And now they really have to dodge raindrops to get hay put in. And you know, for us, we're having to dodge them just to get out here on our bikes. But we did have kind of a cold front that came through, and it kind of dropped us about 10 or 15 degrees during the day and nighttime. So I'm hoping this drop in temperature, I mean, it's still pretty comfortable. I've got short sleeves on today, and it's, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock Sunday morning. So I think today is supposed to be in the upper 70s or something like that. But I think a cold snap is maybe what these leaves need to really bloom. Yeah, really make them pop. You know, we've got a sycamore tree in our front yard. For those of you that know your trees, sycamores are pretty dirty trees. They're constantly dropping either nuts or sticks or leaves, bark, almost all year long. And that tree hasn't really turned colors. They just kind of turn sort of browns on the end and drop off, and we've already got a ton of leaves in our yard that I need to take care of. But
there'll be more to fall.
yeah, I've got to fight it, you know, at least through October and beginning of November usually. But that's kind of how the trees are looking here. They're just kind of going brown and dropping. I think it's because maybe it's been so warm. But I could be wrong. I'm not a botanist or anything. That's something that I have no strength or knowledge much in at all.
Well, it is pretty whenever the sun's on these leaves. I don't care what color they are. They're starting.
Yep.
A lot of people don't get to see these leaves.
Yeah, they are starting. It's been 2 weeks since we came through here looking for the fall foliage, and up here's a tree that's a little bit reddish or a lighter brown than what we've been seeing. We've kind of been seeing more of a yellowish to brown leaf around. But usually mid to late October is where the colors are the highest here in our area. And that's kind of where we are right now, but there's still a whole lot of green. So trying to keep an eye on for you guys, because I want to really hit it when it's at its peak. And hopefully it'll be a good day to ride when that day comes.
Yeah, but just look down through here. How pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about around here. Just, even though this is a trail that we ride a lot, it's real close to our house. We can get a real quick 10 miles in. And when we ride, we like to at least get about 10 miles in to where we feel like we've gotten a little bit of a workout. So this is a good trail for us to ride and kind of see what the leaves are looking like. As they change, the trail kind of changes. You know, now we've got leaf litter on the trail itself. Makes it look a little different. The trees look a little different, so we'll see how it goes. Try to stay on top of it. So, you know, when we first got these bikes, or I first ordered these things, the aim was to get a lot of exercise and lose some weight. Hi there. But because of circumstance, weather, other issues, whatnot, we just haven't been able to get out as often as we'd like. You know, a couple times a week, that just doesn't quite get it. So my uncle, and I keep gaining actually, which is ridiculous. So my uncle, and he's the one whose wife just passed. We went to the funeral, and he's an over-the-road trucker, which is very hard to get any kind of exercise. You know, you're sitting in a seat operating a truck, and hi, how are you? And you know, he doesn't have any other vices. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do any of that stuff. Of course, I hope nobody's drinking while they're driving trucks, but you know, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do any of that. And so, you know, you snack, I guess. But anyway, he got a little bit heavy. It's hard to tell on him because he's really tall. I don't know, he says he's 6'3". I feel like he's a little bit taller than that, but he carries it pretty well. But hi there. Hi. And I come from a fairly large family. I mean, even the women are kind of tall, and
when you say large, you mean tall?
Yeah, tall, big boned, wide shoulders, you know, just big people, not necessarily fat. It's just
I was just clarifying for you, darling.
Yeah, I mean, we could put together, you put all of my relatives together, we could come up with a pretty good football team or whatever. But and they're all hard workers, so it's not like they're fat. They're just strong, you know, thick people. But yeah, one of my grandfathers, you know, was in the coal mining industry, so he was just a stout guy. My other grandfather drove a milk truck, and he used to sling around those great big metal steel milk cans that you see sometimes that are kind of antique now. And I used to do that with him when I was a little kid, but he was just a big barrel-chested, wide-shouldered guy, you know. Just a bunch of big folks. Anyway, I guess it's our metabolism. We just gain weight and get big quick. And, you know, I've said before, I don't snack. I don't, besides a little popcorn in the evening every couple nights or so. But I'm a huge bread and pasta eater. I might as well be Italian. But that's my downfall. You know, if I'm hungry, I can go grab a slice or two of bread and be happy with that. But anyway, I'm getting off, you know. You guys can fast forward sometimes when you want. When I'm telling these stories, I kind of get off subject and just ramble sometimes. But my uncle told me that he basically just cut out all bread and pasta from his diet, and his weight just fell off, and he lost about 40 pounds, and that's without really much exercise. So I figure, you know what, I'm going to start it. I'm going to try it. And with that, and us getting out on our bikes and doing some exercising, hopefully it'll go quicker for me.
Coming around you.
Hello. Yeah. Hello, hello. So yeah, I decided to try it, and let me tell you, it's like coming off drugs for me, not having any bread. You know, one of my go-tos was just to run into the kitchen and make a quick ham sandwich or a turkey sandwich or some kind of sandwich, but then it's always bread, you know, bread. Pepperoni rolls are big in this state, so, you know, we'd always have pepperoni rolls, which is just a big roll with some pepperoni in it, maybe a little cheese. I'm just a big bread eater, so it's been really, really tough, and I just started last Wednesday evening. So, you know, I'm trying to navigate life without bread or pasta.
Let me tell you, it's not been fun living with him without bread.
Yeah, I get kind of hangry sometimes.
Tried to teach him to use some lettuce wraps around his meat.
Yeah.
And doing some healthy eating. It's not easy. It's a tough job, as you guys know, that are very careful about your weight.
Yeah. You know, bread's just always been a comfort food for me. You know, most people ice cream or some sort of candy, but I don't even do that. I don't eat really much sweets. I don't eat ice cream unless my daughter drags me down to the local ice cream shop.
Oh, and she's 11 and she drags you down, okay.
Yeah, she drags me, kicking and screaming. But you know, I don't search that stuff out myself. Yeah. I rarely eat ice cream at the house.
Yeah, when he goes to the grocery store, he doesn't get it. Only if Brooke wants it.
Yeah. So, you know, for me, I started thinking, you know, what can I cut out? And besides just stop eating, I thought, well, let me try just cutting out all this bread that I eat, and we'll see how that works. And, you know, I told you, after my lunch Wednesday, where I ate like 3 rolls with, with our steak dinner, by Friday, I'd lost 3 pounds. So, we'll see how that continues. While riding our bikes, I feel like I just ate so much bread that it was overriding the bike rides.
Yeah, overpowering. It's not all in your exercise that you do, it's definitely in your diet itself.
Yeah. So, you know, with the passing of his wife so young, and it was a heart attack, which really kind of got me kind of worried, because, you know, weight and she wasn't heavy. You know, she had other complications, but, you know, just being a heavy person really raises your risk for heart attack and things like that. Diabetes, and I do have diabetes in my family. I don't have it, but you know, I could get it quite easily. So I told, as soon as I got back from the funeral, talking to my uncle and my mother, who was there too, I told her, and they've been after me for a little while to try and cut down a little bit. And I always fight them and tell them, you know, I don't really overeat too much. I don't do much, but I do eat pizza. I do eat sandwiches and rolls and all that stuff. And spaghetti and lasagna and pasta like crazy. So I thought, you know what? Before I die, I think that Lisa and Brooke should see me back in shape at least once. So, and I was fairly in shape whenever Lisa and I met, but
yeah, he just wasn't eating much at all.
yeah, I just wasn't eating much at all. But
anyways, we're trying to get rid of some bad habits in the family.
yeah, and Lisa's working on hers too. So
Yep.
we're kind of doing it together, although we're doing sort of different programs. Hers, you know, she's a little bit more precise with hers, with weighing stuff, and I'm not too good at that, so I'm just...
I've got to plan my meals or I'll go crazy.
Yeah, the other thing is, a person of my size trying to get by on just little scraps of stuff, you just don't have any kind of energy at all. It takes a lot of energy to carry myself around, just to let you know. I mean, just imagine carrying that much weight in a backpack.
An extra 10 pounds, I know, is heavy because I've carried a bag from the hospital up to my car.
Yeah.
So, that's why we want to carry less around.
Yep. So, yeah. So I've kind of resorted now to eating, you know, either air fried or baked chicken breast with no skin, which basically has like eating wallpaper paste, some salad type stuff, and that's about it really so far. I guess I can eat some meat, but just nothing with bread. It's hard not to eat rolls with my food though. I've done it for my whole life.
Yeah.
But hopefully, okay, that's probably enough talk about weight here. We've been riding for a couple miles, but we are out here for exercise, so I guess it kind of goes along with it. But we're also looking at the leaves, and they don't look much different than a couple weeks ago when we were riding this
There's a
trip.
lot less of them, honey.
There are less of them. I'm just not seeing much more color.
No.
And there's still a lot of green, as you can see. Wow, look at that big dog. Uh-oh, she's getting a leash on her now. Thank goodness.
I went on it too, honey.
Yeah, I've got it on too as well.
Hi.
Hello. It's a pretty dog.
Yeah, I had it on one there for a long time, so
Yeah.
it's like I was in sand.
Yep, so our daughter...
Honey, there's some red. Gotta point it out to you.
Yeah, that's all the way across the river. I don't believe you can see that through the camera, through these trees.
Sorry.
You know, I guess more of the hardwood trees seem to have more color, I think. I don't know.
Your maple, your locust.
Yeah, stuff like that. Oak. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert on trees and stuff, but I'm not sure if maple is considered a hardwood or not. It might be. It's kind of a softer wood, though. But it may be a hardwood. I'm not sure. But we have a lot of beech trees and a lot of sycamores because we're by the river. Sycamores like water, I found out. Lisa told me. So.
Yeah.
Sycamores have the biggest leaves. Here's one right here. I mean, they're bigger than my hand stretched out. And it's really a pain to rake them or suck them up with a yard vacuum or anything. They clog stuff up, and it's kind of a an issue with those things.
That's a nut tree of some kind. Walnuts, maybe walnut tree.
Oh yeah, I used to love chestnuts, and Lisa had a patient at the hospital that brought her a box full of chestnuts. I guess she has a chestnut tree on her property, and as some of you out there might know, there's very few chestnuts left. I guess disease went through and demolished a lot of them. A lot of the chestnut trees I knew growing up are no longer around. And but yeah, she brought us a big thing of chestnuts. I love chestnuts.
It's just tough to peel them.
Yeah, it's a real pain to peel them, but
and I wanted Brooke to see what a chestnut was and taste it. But
yeah, she liked it too. It's the craziest nut. It's kind of sweet if nobody's ever had them. It's like a sweet nut. It's
yeah, and it's a different texture.
It's soft.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's been boiled or something. You can press into it, and squeeze it. Looks like a brain, kind of.
When you take all the
the
skin off of it, yeah.
Yeah, you get the shell off. Man, they must have a log business going out here at their place. This is a cool place, though. It's like a car lot, but right on the river. I wonder if it floods and stuff when they release from the dam. So what do you think? Turn around?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, well, we're definitely not at the peak of color yet. But this is the kind of day that you want to be out when you're at the peak, because boy, that sun hits those leaves and really sets them off. Man, this is the first time I've seen the sun in about a week and a half.
I know, it's pretty nice.
I had a new comment. Actually, it was either last night or early this morning, and sorry I forget your name, but he was from Asheville, North Carolina, which I'm familiar with. My dad, back in the late 80s or so, traveled. Lives in Beckley. That's where I'm from, basically. We went down to Asheville to get a big ham radio antenna tower, and this thing looks like something that was in a professional radio station or something. I mean, the thing is huge. It's taller than any tree in his yard. But anyway, we went down to Asheville and took it down and loaded it up in his truck and brought it back and set it up in my dad's backyard. So I've been to Asheville. Lisa's dad lived right outside Charlotte, actually Rock Hill, South Carolina, but it's just right over the state line.
Went through that mountains there. Very pretty area.
Yeah. But he was saying that they've got some trails there, but they're only maybe a mile to 3 or 4 miles long. And I was actually trying to reply to him this morning, but we were trying to get out of the house, so I didn't finish my reply yet. I'll finish it when I get back to the house. But he was saying it was nice that we have these long trails, and we do. We've got this trail that we're on right here. I'm not sure. I mean, it connects to 2 or 3 other trails once you get more north toward Morgantown. And
it goes into Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it goes into Pennsylvania. I mean, it's got to be, I don't know, 50 or 60 miles of riding you could probably do. I don't know. It's about 25 or so from here to Morgantown. And then, well, actually from the fort down here, not even the beginning of the trail where we started.
Yeah, there's just a break there in Fairmont, and you have to go on the road.
Yeah, it's about 25 miles or so to Morgantown, and then there's another 10 or 12 miles from there up to Point Marion, Pennsylvania. Or at Morgantown, you can branch off on another one and go another, I don't know, 20 or 30 miles or more out east. But West Virginia's been really good about trails, rails to trails. And then of course I put up a couple videos a couple weeks ago where we went to the Hatfields and McCoy's trails down in the southern part of the state, and it's for ATVs, and that's hundreds and hundreds of miles, over thousands and thousands of square miles of trails that they've built out, and it draws all kinds of visitors from all over the country just to come and ride the trails. You know, West Virginia was a big coal state, and now it's kind of waning, especially with all of the, you know, the clean air laws and things that are starting to be passed, and trying to switch over to alternative forms of energy. West Virginia has kind of shifted from coal production to tourism, and they're trying to make it accessible to everyone that likes to get out into nature. So this state has been really good at making these trails upkeep. We actually had this trail shut down a couple weeks ago, a certain section where the water, I think, had washed it out, and they had to fix it. So, you know, they constantly come out and make sure that it's open and in good condition, and draws a lot of people from, you know, all the surrounding states to come down here and ride either bikes or ATVs. So it's a real, you know, outdoorsman type of gym in the eastern part of the United States. I know there's a lot of places to ride out in the west, but yeah, you know, the East Coast is just so overpopulated. West Virginia is one of those states that isn't. So there's a lot of outdoor opportunity where you can just get out by yourself like we are and enjoy the outdoors on these trails and things. And there's very, very little regulation as far as the types of bikes or ATVs you can ride, and so it just makes it pretty user-friendly. So hopefully, you know, all the other states will get on board and realize that putting in trails like this really helps.
Bring in tourism.
Yeah, really helps out the population, brings in tourism, and you know, really keeps people healthy. Coming through the fort area where everybody's pretty familiar with that follows our videos. This is just such a unique trail here because it's paved all the way, you know, from here down to the bottom of this hill anyway. Then you've got this this old fort that was used back in the pioneer days as well as Civil War days, that you can stop and look at, and it's just kind of a neat place, really. I like this trail a lot. And it goes again from Fairmont up to Morgantown. And then at Morgantown you can take other branches and go out from there.
Here's a red one, honey.
Yeah, up here's a little bit of a red. Kind of nice. Well, that's a dogwood, I think, isn't it?
I didn't even look up at it, honestly.
It's what the leaves and the bark look like. I'm not great. See, there's a birch. They've got the slippery looking bark. We had a bunch of oak and maple in our yard, along with some apple and pear trees and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot on the ground, aren't there? We've had some wind, you know, with this rain. The rain kind of knocks the leaves off early. And it rains hard. So I kind of wish it'd stop raining and knocking the leaves off.
Well, then we're going to get that fall wind, and it'll take the rest of them off. And they'll just, that's just how it is around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of yellow now right in front of us.
Yeah, beautiful.
You know, a couple videos ago, whenever Lisa and I finally found the coke ovens, a video where we found the coke ovens finally, our helmets were really making some crazy noises. I think at one point I said that these helmets kind of sucked or something like that. As you can hear, they're pretty clear now, so it must have just been some kind of interference in the atmosphere or something.
Yeah.
Kind of like you get with radio stations every now and then.
Yeah, it sounded like we were underwater.
Yeah, they're clear as a bell now, so I reject that statement. Recall.
That helmet is a good helmet.
Recall that statement, or whatever you call it. And I do still like the helmets. So one other thing, my dad and stepmother are having their vow renewal here at the beginning of November. And as I've spoken about, I don't know if I've spoken about it on the video, I may have. I've definitely commented back to people that commented on our videos, and you know, they enjoyed hearing us banter, you know, talk back and forth, whatever. And but yeah, it is nice. I've always been a really shy person, and I never have liked talking in front of people, even family.
That's why this is so funny, this video.
Yeah, so, you know, back when my dad and my stepmother got married, I think I was in the 6th grade. So they've been married for 40 years now, which is amazing to me. But I was my dad's best man. And I was in the 6th grade or 7th, whatever it was. And I think it was 1980 or 81. And so yeah, I was the best man, but I was so little, you know, I didn't do too much but hand him the ring. Oh, there. So, you know, they let us know they were going to have it, and Dad wanted me to be the best man. Everybody to do the same things they did at their original wedding. My sister's going to be the flower girl. She's only 3 years younger than me, which will be kind of funny, watching her walk down throwing petals out of a basket. She's got 5 kids and all that stuff.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about all this, and hey, yeah, this would be pretty cool. And then one day, I had a thought come across my head, and I came into Lisa, and she was relaxing. I think we were getting ready for bed or something. And I said, hey, do you think me being the best man means that I'm going to have to do a best man toast? And she said, well, probably. That'd be the kind of the thing to do. And all of a sudden, I had this, it was like hitting a wall. I just got this big scared feeling. And I thought, well, I don't know, maybe we won't do that. And then this funeral came up this past week. And my dad and stepmom came to the viewing for my aunt. And first thing my stepmother asked was, so, I don't mean to put any pressure on you, but have you thought about giving a best man toast at the wedding? So yeah, they're expecting that. So I think my stepbrothers might say a few words as well. But I told her, you know, I'm throwing some things around in my head. You know, I'm a writer. I like to write, and I can convey my feeling and my ideas better in writing than I can just talking. And this is going to be different because I'm not going to...
Well, I think he can write it well and then read it well.
Yeah, so I thought about, well, maybe I'll just write it out and put the paper up on a, you know, stick it up on a board and have people walk through and read it. And then I started thinking, you know what? I think this will either be the best night ever with me doing this, or the most memorable, funny train wreck of all time. So I don't think I'm going to write anything. I am kind of thinking of how to start, just because I've been to weddings, and you know, you usually tell a funny story about the groom because you've known him for so long, and maybe the new wife doesn't know a lot about the person, you know, back in the old days. But my dad and stepmom have been married 40 years. I can't hardly tell her anything that she doesn't already know.
And I think that's how you should start it, right there. That's perfect.
Yeah, so I don't know. So it's going to be a totally different thing. So I do have some ideas, but I'm not going to write anything. I'm just going to kind of go off the cuff and see how it goes. But I'll definitely let you guys know.
If it was a bomb or if it was a
yeah. And there may be a video of it. Maybe I'll put a clip in if somebody has a clip of it or something. Your light's on, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yours wasn't, by the way.
I know. We were by ourselves and it's lit up good anyway.
Nobody was in there.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But you know, it's a chance, I guess, for me as a son to just convey, you know, what their marriage has meant to me and my sister and all that good stuff. So, you know, there's a lot to work with for that. But that'll be interesting. Let's see.
I'm gonna stop up here.
We've been riding about 48 minutes. We're almost at 9 miles, about 8.6. And it's about a mile, maybe a little bit less from here to our house. So it's about 10 miles once we get back to the house. I'm gonna take a quick break. All right, we're back out on the trail, or not the trail, but the road. And for those of you that haven't seen some of our other videos, I'll show you this hill that I'm talking about that Lisa always blows by me on. She says she's going to stay behind me this time, so she may not blow by me today, but she's welcome to go by me if she wants to. Well, here comes a car. Are you? All right, I'll wait. I'll wait for you too then.
Get out of the area of the mud puddle here. Take somebody.
Yeah, there's usually not that many cars around through here, but especially on a Sunday morning. All right, now we're off. We're going to flip it into 5. For those of you that have seen my unlocking the bikes, I unlocked this, well, both bikes. So on 5, normally I can get up to about 28. I'm on 5 now, and as you can see, I'm already dropping in speed. Slowing Lisa down behind us. Probably should gear down some.
Might speed up a little bit.
Yeah, this is a super, oh goodness, he could have just went on. Okay, so at this point of the hill, I'm worn out.
You're doing good, honey.
Down to 11 miles an hour, almost 12. And we're back to the flat finally. Oh, now here's a older lady. See, you never know how they're going to react. That's all right. This street's wide enough that I don't mind letting them blow past us. Yep, church let out, so
I'm gonna get up on the sidewalk, honey.
Okay.
Don't trust those people.
I'm staying in the road. Let's see what happens. Man, what a parade of cars.
I'm telling you, I'm getting out of the way. Okay, come on.
Yeah, with this road being so wide, I don't really mind letting them run up behind me too much. Now, most of the roads here in town are a lot narrower, so it's a little bit more dicey. They're building a brand new fire station up here. Fairmont Fire Department, station number 2. Oh wow, they're putting heating in the floor in the concrete out front. We saw that on Homestead Rescue last night. We were watching a taped TV show, so they won't have to go out and scrape the snow off of there. Looks like it's getting pretty close to finished.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, well, anyway, I guess that's about all we have for you today. Hopefully we can get back into getting another, at least one video a week. Hopefully the weather will cooperate and we won't have things going on. But anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking by and watching and saying hi to us in the comments.
Yes, until next time.
Yeah, God bless, and we'll see you on the next video.